In this video, I'm going to show how to instantly relieve collarbone pain. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Dr. Rowe coming to you from SpineCare in St. Joseph, Michigan. So when it comes to clavicle or collarbone pain, a major cause is due to tight muscles in their tendons that pull on it, leading to irritation and eventual pain. These muscles include the subclavius, pectorals, and the sternocleidomastoid. To fix this, I want to show easy exercises that are going to help stretch and strengthen these main muscles for both quick and long-lasting relief. Just as a quick note, each one of these exercises works differently. They're going to target different muscles. To get the best results, go through them all and use what gives you the most relief. With that being said, let's get started. This exercise is going to focus on the sternocleidomastoid muscle, commonly known as the SCM, which runs from the base of the skull across the side of the neck right here towards the top of your clavicle. So when this one gets tight, it really likes to pull on that collarbone, causing a lot of irritation. So whatever side that you're having the most collarbone pain, let's say it's our right side, what we're going to do first is slowly turn our head towards the other side shoulder until we feel a light stretch forming over the side of our neck. We're going to hold this, and now what we're going to do is treat this other shoulder like a cliff that our ear is going to fall off of. So just press your head backward like this, let your ear go over that shoulder. It's going to quickly deepen that stretch. So what you want to do is build into it as much as you can and really focus over the top of the clavicle. Hold this comfortably for 20 seconds, release it, and then repeat this 3 to 5 times. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. But if you would like to take this one to the next level and get a much deeper stretch, give this a try. So let's build back into our original stretch like this. And what I'm going to do is take the meaty portion of my other side's palm and I'm going to place it right over the top of the collarbone where it meets the breastplate, the sternum. And I'm going to press straight down while I do this stretch. Do this slowly because you are going to feel a very deep stretch right over the collarbone. 20-second hold, relax, repeat this as many times as needed until everything is nice and loose. And I do recommend, even if you don't have any discomfort or pain on the other side, throw a couple repetitions in, again, just to keep everything nice and loose. This exercise is going to focus on releasing tightness in the subclavius and pectoral muscles, which can also pull on that collarbone, causing a lot of irritation. So for this one, we just need a doorway. Whatever side that you're having the most amount of collarbone pain, let's say it's our left side, what you're going to do is reach upward with that side's hand to the point where you're grabbing towards the corner of the door frame, so your arm should be up and off to the side. What we're going to do is get a really good grip on that door frame, get in a scissored or lunge stance, and then just simply lunge or lean our body weight forward like this. The more that you lean forward, the more that you're going to feel a deep stretch form across your chest that works upward towards the bottom of your collarbone. Really build into that as much as you can, and then hold this for 20 to 30 seconds. Release it, take a breather. On the next repetition though, we're going to slide our arm and hand downward a little bit to the point where our elbow is bent at 90 degrees, and just support your forearm against the door frame, and then we're going to lunge forward. You're going to notice it stretches it a little bit differently. Again, hold that for 20 seconds, release it. On the next repetition, we're going to go even further down to the point where our elbow is tucked towards our side, and then repeat. You're going to notice that one of these positions just offers the most relief, really stretches that tightness the most. For me, it's going all the way up like this. At that point, keep throwing repetitions in until it feels like all of that tightness has been released. But if you would really like to take this one to the next level, we can add in that SCM stretch that we just did. So we're going to get back into our original stretch. We should feel it across the chest, towards the bottom of the collarbone. We're going to hold this, and now we're going to slowly turn our head towards the other side shoulder until we feel that light stretch form in our neck working towards the top of the clavicle or the collarbone. We're going to hold this, and now we're going to tilt our head backward, allowing that ear to go over the other side shoulder like a cliff. At this point, you should feel a deep stretch on the top of your collarbone, the bottom of the collarbone going across the whole chest. It usually feels really good. 20-second hold, release it, and keep repeating that over and over again until everything is nice and loose. And for good measure, even if the other side doesn't hurt, throw a couple repetitions in to keep everything in balance. This exercise is going to focus more on tight shoulder muscles that can pull on that collarbone, causing a lot of irritation and pain. Let's start seated with very good upright posture. Just have your back nice and straight. Whatever side that you're having the most pain, let's say it's our right side, what we're going to do first is have that side's arm right off to our side, and then we're going to shrug our shoulder upward as much as we can until we feel a really good activation of the muscles in the shoulder. But it should also feel like that collarbone is starting to get lifted up right near the area where it meets the shoulder. So we're now going to hold this and now roll that shoulder backward as much as we can, trying to bring that shoulder blade back too. When we can't go any further, what we're going to do is now roll it downward towards the floor, and then once we can't go any further, we're now going to roll it forward and back up towards that starting position. So essentially we're trying to do a big circle of going up and down with that shoulder. So let's do this nice and slowly for 5 to 10 repetitions, and with each repetition trying to build into it a little bit more. Afterwards, switch it up in the opposite direction and then repeat. It just targets those muscles a little bit differently. So let's take this one to the next level, throw in another movement that can hopefully offer more relief. This time around, I'm going to put my arm straight out in front of me, kind of like a punching position. What I want to do is have my elbow nice and straight. I'm just going to try to press that shoulder and shoulder blade forward as much as I can. It should also feel like that collarbone is being brought forward. You're going to feel a lot of muscles start to fire. Really focus on feeling it into the shoulder. Hold this for a couple seconds, and then what you're going to do is slowly come backward like this, pressing that shoulder backward as much as you can. This time around, that collarbone is going to be brought back. Hold this for a couple seconds, and then as a fluid movement, you're going to go forward and backward 10 to 15 times. And again, with each repetition, just build into it a little bit more. So afterwards, see how you feel. You're probably going to notice that one of these positions just offers the most relief. And at that point, I would keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. And for good measure, throw a couple repetitions in on the other side just to make sure everything is kept in balance. So if you're looking for an all-for-one exercise that's going to target all the main muscles associated with collarbone pain, give this one a try. What we're going to need is a 24 or 36-inch foam roller. You can find these at any local gym, but if you would like to pick one up online, I will leave a link in this video's comment section and description. To get into position, we're going to start on a floor and have the foam roller running vertically, supporting the back of our head and then running downward in between our shoulder blades, pretty much right over the spine. We're then going to have our legs roughly hip-width apart, knees bent, feet flat. Now press your heels downward into the floor and then lift your hips upward until your back is nice and straight. We're then going to put our arms off to our side, elbows straight, palms facing towards the ceiling. Now press your hands downward towards the floor until you feel a really good stretch forming in your chest that works its way towards that painful collarbone. We're going to hold this and now mimic doing a snow angel. So press your hands downward towards the floor and then raise them upward like this. When you can't go any further, come back down. Do this nice and slowly for 10 to 15 repetitions, and with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. To take this one to the next level, we can do a movement called the swimmer that's going to target the shoulder muscles a little bit more. So let's get back into our original position, palms facing towards the ceiling. Let's press our hands down, but this time around we're going to mimic doing a swimming motion in a pool. So we're going to just reach forward, do a big wide circle with our hands, bring them back down, and with each repetition making that next circle a little bit bigger. And try to do this about 5 to 10 times in one direction, and then switch it up in the opposite direction and repeat. Targets the muscles a little bit differently. But if you want to make this one harder, what you can do is, instead of having your palms facing towards the ceiling, turn them over so they're facing towards the floor and then repeat. It's definitely a lot harder to do, and try that in both directions. But the odds are you're going to find that one certain movement just offers the most relief. And at that point, keep building into that movement over and over again until everything is nice and loose. Here's a really good strengthening exercise that we can do daily for long-lasting relief. We're going to start on a floor on all fours. Have your hands roughly shoulder width apart, legs roughly hip width apart. The first movement is called a scapular push-up, and it's really important that we move through our shoulder blades as much as we can. So during this demonstration, watch the area in between my shoulder blades. So what I'm going to do first is slowly press my chest towards the floor until it feels like the area in between my shoulder blades starts to cave in, almost like it's starting to pinch. Once I feel that, I hold this for a second or two and then press the area in between my shoulder blades straight upward towards the ceiling. It's almost like pressing your spine straight up. You should feel a deep activation of the muscles in the upper back. You want to hold this comfortably for a second or two, and then as a fluid movement, you're going to press down and up over and over again for 10 to 15 repetitions. And with each repetition, try to build into it just a little bit more. Afterwards, see how you feel. If it feels like you have some more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. But if you would like to take this one to the next level, target some more muscles, give this a try. Whatever side that you're having the most collarbone pain, let's say it's our right side, take that side's hand, place it on the back of your head. Now what you want to do is press your elbow straight upward towards the ceiling like this, moving through your upper back and shoulder blade as much as you can. So it's kind of like rotating the body at the same time. You're going to feel a deep activation of muscles in the upper back and the shoulder. Hold this for 5 seconds, relax, take a breather, and then repeat this 5 to 10 times. But again, if it feels like you have more energy, always challenge yourself by throwing in another set or two. And also, whatever you do on one side, always do on the other to help keep everything in balance. If the exercises help, please support the channel by giving this video a like and maybe subscribing too. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.